Hi guys, it's Arsh Ellahi, and in today's video we're going to be talking about how I've made in excess of £10,000 a month from properties that I've taken on in lockdown. Now this is a completely different video than what I would normally do, but hopefully stay with me and hopefully this is going to inspire you into thinking what you can do with your properties and with your knowledge moving forward. So before we do that, I need a small favour from you. If you can press the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, every time I release a video, you're going to get notified of it. So, moving on, lockdown. I decided to set myself a bit of a challenge just because we had a lot more time in lockdown, and I decided to set myself the challenges. How many properties could I actually create in a new limited company? So I set this company up for pretty much my daughters, my wife, and I'm quite actually amazed to see how much it's actually generating every month. And I'm going to be talking to you about these properties on a property by property basis, but more importantly, how we acquired them and also what kind of cash flow they're generating and how much it cost me to get involved. Now, there are some disclaimers that some of the properties did need some money. But that shouldn't stop you. The reason why I say it shouldn't stop you is because you should be looking to utilize other people's money. So if you haven't got the funds to do it, feel free to go out, ask friends and family and say, guys, I've got this opportunity. Would you like to get involved? So that's just a little tip. If you don't have the funds to get involved in property yourself, don't let that be your stumbling block. Feel free to go out and reach out to people and tell them what you do and get them involved. So moving on, lockdown. As I said, I set myself that challenge. I said, well, how many properties can I acquire? I went to my business partner, who's also my brother, and I said, shall we take on more properties? And he's kind of very much risk averse right now. And he kept saying, no, you know what, to be fair, we're comfortable with what we've got. Bear in mind that we've got the best part of 1,100 tenants. And I said, well, I want to do something in lockdown which is going to kind of challenge me, because otherwise I could have drove myself stir crazy just not being able to do a lot. So I went out and I went through my little black book. I started doing what I teach. I started reaching out to landlords. I started reaching out to homeowners and saying, guys, okay, let's talk about what properties have you got available? What can we do with them? Can I rent them? Can I lease them? And I'm going to be sharing with you the properties that I've taken on and how I've taken them on. So let's start from the beginning. My goal really was just to see how many properties I can take on. I didn't really have this as a cash flow figure, but I'm glad to announce that we've actually hit in excess, I had to look down there for my calculator, in excess of £11,400 per month. That's crazy. So if I times that by 12, that actually gives me an income of the best part of £137,000. Now, bear in mind that this for me was just a bit of a challenge, and it's not something that I really needed the income from. That not saying that in a boasting way, but I was doing this more so of a challenge just to keep myself occupied. So the first property was a property around Park Crescent. So that's a 6-bed HMO. We've got on a 6-bed HMO and a 1-bedroom flat. We've got that on a rent-to-rent basis over a 7-year term, and that's generating a cash flow over $2,200 a month. Now, just something to take into consideration. This property was in need of modernisation, so I did some work to this property. So that cost me a bit of money, and I don't mind disclosing that because, you know, not every property you're going to get is going to be in immaculate condition. If it's in immaculate condition, if it's fully occupied, you've got to kind of question the owner's motivation as to why they want to work with you. You know, if it's immaculate, why would they give it to you? So I was looking for more so tired properties, tired landlords, and as a result, this is the results that I got. Second property in West Bromwich, just on the outskirts of Wolverhampton, so about a 20-minute drive. Butler Street, 6-bed HMO, and that was immaculate. Didn't need to do a thing to it. Already came with all the furniture, came fully HMO compliant, came with all the certificates. I had to apply for a HMO license. So that cost me £650, but here's a little tip. You only need to get a HMO license when you're starting to hit the 5th room or more. So what I started to do is rent out the 4 rooms initially and get that income generating. And I use the income from those 4 rooms to then service or purchase or acquire the HMO license. So that generates now approximately £800 a month cash flow. And I'm looking at these systematically. So it's not like one great month at 2,200. I'm looking at this as a consistent level of what's happened over the last year. So there have been months where it's generated in excess of £800. There's been months where it's slightly less than 800. So I've worked on the average of about 800. Then we've got Allen Road, which is it's not the best deal in the world. I don't mind disclosing that. So in this portfolio, we've got one that is slightly, I wish I hadn't taken it, but it become part of the package. So this property is actually only generating £220 a month. It's a 4-bed HMO. The rent probably is slightly higher than what I would normally give a landlord, but because this was from someone that was ready to hand the properties back to the landlord, I had to honour an existing agreement. Now, when the term comes to an end in December, so what I'm going to be doing is looking to renegotiate with the landlord. As long as it's washing its face, I don't mind having one where it's just about breaking even. The rest have to be making money. So that's that one. So that was on a rent-to-rent basis. That we had that on a 10-month term. We then go on to another one in Park Crescent. Now this is a 10-bed HMO. This is now generating in excess of 2,100 a month. And again, these are all properties that I've acquired with not actually having to purchase them. This is the key. So remember, we've gone from 2 in Park Crescent, 1 in Butler Street, 1 in Allen Road. The next one, Avondale Road. This is a 6-bed HMO. Only taken this on recently. And it's, believe it or not, it came to me fully occupied and fully income generating from the outset. So why would the landlord do this? Why would the landlord give me a property that is already occupied? The property was tired. The property kind of had not what I would consider the most desirable of tenants. But guess what? I can work to use that to my advantage. So slowly but surely, we're working through, we're removing what I would consider the undesirables, and we're getting the property up to a standard, but it's income generating from day one. So that produced approximately 800 a month. Now, we've got in the portfolio a couple of holiday lets. So we've talked about my holiday let down in Cornwall quite a lot. I'm just going to add this one in there because this produces on average between £2,500 to £3,000 a month. In the high seasons, it produces in excess of that, but in the low seasons, it will pretty much break even. So I'm working on this. So what does it do on an average? And I've worked on the basis that it produces around 30,000 a year net income. And that, so that I work on the basis of around £2,500 a month. And that is a service accommodation deal. Sorry, it's not a service accommodation deal. It's a rent-to-rent deal, but we use it as a service holiday home, shall we say. And then we've got the apartment, which I spoke about. I've done quite a few videos on in Liverpool. We've done that on a lease option deal. We've got that on a 7-year deal. So we took that on, I think, just as we came out the back end of lockdown. We spent some money on this one. So we spent approximately about 9,000 on the apartment. But I'm glad to say that this property has been generating cash flow, net cash flow of around 2,800 a month. And this has been consistent levels. So throughout all the periods, it's pretty much been 95 to 100% occupied. In August, it's been 100% occupied. We've not had a single day vacant. All weekends for September, October, November, December, January are all fully booked. And these, bear in mind that if you go back and watch my previous video, I was working out my figures on around £80 a night. We're actually achieving within the region between £220 to £250 a night. So we've gone and we've actually smashed the expectation as to what we're doing. So if I work on the basis that Park Crescent 2,200 plus 800 from Butler Street plus £220 for Allen Road, the worst performing one, plus another 2,100 from Park Crescent plus 800 from Avondale plus £2,500 from Tincroft in Cornwall, and then we've got the apartment in Liverpool to add another 2,800. That gives us £11,420. I've not also added in 4 more properties that we've acquired in Cornwall, and these were all on lease options. So I've acquired number 5, 6, 8 and 9. I haven't even told you about the 2 that we recently acquired. So they're all on there. Haven't added those in there yet because we kind of don't know what the cash flow is looking like on a month by month basis. But even if between the 4 of them, they generate circa around £4,000 a month, that's going to take us roughly around the £15,000 mark. And these are all properties that I've taken on specifically for the purpose of my wife and kids. So this is income that they get. It's not something that I generally touch. I make my income from the Property Investor app as well as my rental portfolio, plus all the other little bits and pieces that I do. But the purpose of this video is to demonstrate that this is possible. It can be done in probably one of the most toughest times that you'll ever experience in your life. It has been done, and more importantly, the total amount that I've put into this whole portfolio here is the best part of £20,000. Now, some of you are going to be thinking, well, Arsh, I've not got £20,000. Believe it or not, you could have. And the reason why I say this is because you may not have the funds, but you may know someone that will have. And as a result, if you're saying to them, guys, okay, for 20 grand, if I can get this generating circa around, let's just say worst case scenario, 10 grand a month, you can have your money back in 2 months, or let's say extend it 6 months. You can give them a return on their money, or you can build them into the business. If you can show them a level and how it can be done, there's no reason why they can't become your joint venture partner, or what is referred to as a JV partner. So I want you to expand your mind. I want you to expand your horizon as to what you're looking for. When my business partner said that he didn't really want part of this, when he's seeing that we're turning over around 15 grand a month. So if you work on 15,000 a month, times that by 12 months, times that by 12, you're looking at 180 grand. And that is just all income of properties that I've not had to buy. Now, the ones that we are buying are the lease options. So we've got the ones in Cornwall, we've got the ones in Liverpool, and we will exercise these options, but we've got time. But in the meanwhile, we'll generate the income so that we can afford to purchase these properties potentially outright from, within that period. So there we have it, guys. Just a short video. It's not a show-off video. I hope it doesn't come across as a boasting video. This is more so a case of telling you that you can do it. When people say that you can't do it, when people say that it's not possible, go out there and just actually prove them wrong. Start with one property, get it income generating, get it moving forward, go on to the next, go on to the next. I've also, just looking at my list, I've recently just taken on 2 more properties, 87 Avondale and 40 Allen Road, 87 Allen Road and 40 Avondale Road. Don't put those on there yet because we don't know what's going on with those yet. So again, consistency levels. I'll keep pushing this. I'll keep pushing it just to see where we can get it. And the income that we'll use from this portfolio here on my little sticky notes is the income that we'll use to purchase these properties. And these properties will then be sat in companies which my daughters already own. They're only 8 and 6. So they'll own assets of millions of pounds. And the aim is that when they leave university, they'll have either an asset base or enough collateral for them to do what they want, where they want, and with who they want. So that's my motivation behind it. And hopefully that resonates with some of you that have got children, got families, and you want the best for them, or you want to better your situation or your lifestyle. So guys, I'm just going to quickly mention, I appreciate that I shouldn't have done this right at the end of this video, but I'm actually running a webinar on Sunday, I think it's the 12th, Sunday the 12th of September at 7 p.m. I'm going to put the link in the comments section below. If you want to know how to find properties like this, reach out. The webinar is about how to find BMV deals, how to find deals like this, how to structure them, how to negotiate them, and how you can get yourself in front of these and actually make a decent income from them in the meanwhile. So if you like the thought of that, please click on the link in the comment section, and I look forward to seeing you all there. As well as that, if you like more free content like this, please do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends and family. If they think it's too good to be true, get them to watch some of the videos, see some of the testimonials. There's nothing fake about what we've done here. It is, and if anyone kind of wants to question that, feel free and let's go and have a wander around the properties. Got no issue with that. So if you like more free content like this, please feel free to reach out. I release a podcast every Tuesday at 6 a.m. It's called The Property Rebel. It's called We Do Not Conform to the Property Norm. So go and check out the Property Rebel podcast. Find it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, etc. As well as that, you can find me on social media. You can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram and Twitter, and Clubhouse under the handles of Arsh Ellahi. And finally, have you downloaded the Property Investor app? It's the UK's first property investment platform which showcases deals all over the country. So whether you're looking for below market value deals, rent to rent deals, lease option deals, we've got them all there. All you have to do is literally go to our website, which is propertyinvestorapp.co.uk, or if you've got a smartphone, go to the App Store, type in Property Investor, and you'll see all the deals right in the palm of your hand. So hopefully this video has resonated with you. If you kind of question yourself whether you could do this, the answer is not could you do this, is how am I going to do this and when am I going to do this? Take this as your kick up the backside and let's get you moving. On that note, guys, I wish you all to be safe, well and happy, and I look forward to speaking to you all very soon. Thank you and bye-bye.